Hey guys, it's Jess and Maria here. We are live in Basel and we are here to talk odds. So obviously we have, I think it's like a week until semi-final one, and the odds are, well, that they're going a bit crazy, I would say. And we're here to have a look at the top 10 of the odds of Eurovision 2025. We're going to give a quick rundown of the countries in the top 10, our thoughts, our opinions on them, and let's get stuck into it. And maybe should we start with number 10 and work our way down to number 1? So number 10, which is a country I don't think anyone expected in the odds, it's Albania. And we have, is it Shkodra Elektronike, I think? And I don't know about you, but this one surprises me a lot. Whilst I think it's a great song, I am very surprised to see it in the top 10. What about you?
I'm not surprised at all. Actually, if you think about it, like 3-4 months ago when the Festivali Këngës was held in Tirana, then you think, wow, Albania in top 10. But actually, I think that's one of the best songs of this year. Okay. And I'm really happy that they are in top 10. And I do think, I would say like 90% that they will finish in top 10 of Eurovision 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have seen a lot of people online predicting Albania to be a surprise winner. Do you see this?
I think it might be a bit hard to win. I would love that to win because it's one of my personal favorites, I must say. I think it is not like it's impossible completely because this year is a little bit open to whatever might happen, but I would love to see that. And I think there is a slight chance.
Yeah. Okay, I would love to see it too, but I don't see Albania as a winner, but I could see them in the top 10, I think. The song, I think when it first won FIK, I didn't think much of the song. I didn't think it would be much of a contender, and I was sad they didn't pick Carnival. But as time has gone on, I think they do have potential to do quite well, actually. But I'm still a little bit surprised that they've made it in the top 10. But anyway, moving on to 9th place, and we have Espresso Macchiato Man, Tommy Cash from Estonia. No surprise this is in the top 10. It's been a huge favourite for a long time, pretty much since Isti Lau. And Tommy Cash, generally speaking, is a very popular, well-known person in a lot of countries anyway, so I'm not surprised to see him so high up. What are you thinking of Estonia?
Well, I do agree that it's a big potential for top 10, although if I might say that somebody would be like shocking us with lower result than top 10, I would say that might be Estonia, because I don't doubt the televote love for Tommy Cash, but with juries, I think maybe the points will be not enough to be in top 10. Or maybe it will be like, like Karja effect, or like Baby Lasagna effect, of like Joost Klein, although we haven't seen him in grand final, but we knew that he was second in the semi-final. So that might be also, so anything can happen in that case with Estonia.
I mean, I think for me, I'm predicting Estonia to have a similar fate to Windows 95 Man. I think there's a lot of hype around him and the song, but I don't think it's going to translate into votes. And I think jury will be quite low because juries would never go for this, I don't think. And televote would be kind of a mid-score maybe, if that makes sense. But given his popularity, I'm not surprised he's in the top 10 of the odds, basically. So moving on to place number 8, and we have Belgium. Now, obviously, I think Sebastian was one of the big favourites when he won Eurosong, but a lot more songs have come out since then, and maybe he's a bit less of a favourite. But are you surprised to see him in the top 10?
Actually, yes, I am surprised to see him in the top 10, especially that if you look at the semi-final odds, like who will qualify, he is 10th.
Okay.
So he is 10th on the qualifying odds, but he's 8th in the top, in the winning. Like, it is a little bit, I don't really know what's happening. It's very confusing. Yeah. I see this song that can do well, especially with good staging, but I see it also a big, like, competition to Belgium, because Cyprus is very similar song and the staging looks amazing. So I think from all these songs here, I'm not that sure if that's a top 10. I like it personally, but I am a little bit surprised to see him so high.
Yeah, I mean, I think Belgium is confusing a lot of people. because there are some people that are thinking it's a good song, his vocals are really good, the staging, if it's going to be like Eurosong, it's going to be like wow. And so people then think, okay, this could do very well. But then obviously there are other similar-ish kind of songs in the semi-final, and I think he performs either before or after Norway, which is another like
After,
up-tempo pop song. So it's a bit of a strange running order in the semi-final. I personally am not surprised to see Red Sebastian in the top 10 of the odds, just I think mostly based on the song and the performance, so it doesn't surprise me at all. But whether he'll do well, I think he can qualify. But whether he'll do very well in the final when there's a lot of other competition, I'm not so sure. But at least he has the top 10 in the odds for now. So moving on to, I think, with 7th place now, and of course it's Finland, which I thought would be much higher, because Erika Vikman and Erika Komme, I think it's one of like the big favourites to win Eurovision. So I thought she would be at least top 5, top 3 maybe, but I mean, happy she's in the top 10, but you're nodding, so you're
I am
agreeing.
definitely nodding to you. I also think that it's top 3, maybe even winning material also in this year where we don't know what's going to happen. But I think everybody forgot a little bit about Finland this year because of the Sweden hype, you know, and other countries hype, Austria. But I think Finland's a very strong entry, and I think it's top 10, 100%. If not, I would be very, very surprised. But I think bookies are not thinking in the right way about Erika. So I think that might be a little bit higher than they are saying, because now it's 7th place. I think that's top 5. Might be top 5.
So why do you think the bookies are maybe kind of overlooking Finland then? Do you think they have a good reason for doing that?
I have no idea, honestly. I have maybe because about other songs, you know, that the other songs are a little bit much more, I don't know, popular, talked about. But I think that Finland, song-wise and performance-wise, it's like absolutely top 5. It should be at least.
100%. And I mean, I personally have Finland down as a potential televote winner, I think. Juries, I think, will give it a lot of love, but not as much as the televote. So, I would love to kind of speak to the bookies and understand, like, why do you have Finland in 7th place? What's your reasoning? But a little bit surprising for me, Finland, but still happy to see them quite high up in the top 10 anyway. Moving on to 6th place. Now, this one, I don't understand. It's Czechia, of course, Adonxs. And whilst I think it's a good song and Adonxs is a good performer, why is it in the top 10?
He's on the 6th place, so he's almost like in top 5. I do like the song personally, but I'm also a little bit surprised. Like, I would expect like Finland to be more higher than Czechia, especially that Czechia, like looking at the like televote results, it's not always very high, you know what I mean? Like, I think juries might like it because the vocals are amazing, and I think the performance will be also very polished. But like, when you think about televote and juries, I don't think that Adonxs will get so much points. So I am a little bit surprised about this result. I wouldn't be surprised if he would finish like this overall. But for now, for this moment, what we have, it is a surprising position.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe once we see like a proper staging for the song and like a full performance, maybe our minds will change. But I do agree with you. I think this has potential to qualify, but I have heard people kind of comparing this to Belgium's song last year, which sadly didn't qualify. So do you think we're going to see Czechia in the final?
I think yes. I think at the end, yes. But if I would have to like see somebody, like really I have to choose somebody who can be like shocking non-qualifier, I would go for Czechia. Yeah. I'm sorry, Czechia. Don't hate me. I really love the song. I would totally vote for it. But, you know, like from the knowledge that we have about Eurovision and our previous predictions, I think that might be, be this case.
And I think Czechia is more of a jury song than a televote song, and the semis are only televote. So we shall see. But fingers crossed that Czechia qualifies this year. Now in 6th place we have Israel, which doesn't surprise, no, sorry, fifth place, sorry. We have Israel, which doesn't surprise me too much because it's one of the few ballads in this year's contest, because most songs are very up-tempo, upbeat, poppy, dancey, and this is something completely different, and I think that is what's kind of making it high, and I think maybe certain factors outside of Eurovision sadly are influencing that result as well. But what do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I can also see why this is in so high in the odds. I don't think Israel is not winning Eurovision, but I think top 5, maybe top 10, maybe like top 7, would be the factor. We'll see, of course, how it will be presented on the stage, because that's also very important with ballads, especially. Yeah.
And I think if they qualify, which I think they can, juries I think will appreciate this in the final. So I think they could get another good result like they did last year. But now we're moving on to the Netherlands, and it's so good to see them in the top 10. After the drama that happened last year, they've come back really strong. A good singer, a good entry, and I still don't think they've put the past behind them 100%. But I appreciate them coming forward with just kind of soldiering on and not kind of letting last year get to them too much. And it's great that they've chosen Claude. He's a great singer. I think the song very much is worthy of top 4. I wasn't expecting it to be top 4 in the odds. I would have thought maybe lower down. But good on Claude. What are you thinking of your adopted country?
My adopted country. Yeah, I really love the song personally, but of course we are now seeing things through like the whole competition, but I do understand why is it so high, because of this year's song where we have a lot of like very fun songs, very like loud songs. I would call them, like not in negative way, in positive way. This is the one that it's very like neutral for everybody, and I also have this controversial opinion, so he might not win televote, he might not win jury, but overall Netherlands might be a winner, or some other country, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I absolutely understand why he's at this place. I think he was already third of like the Netherlands was all around this place all the time, so yeah, I think well deserved, and even if that will be 4th place for Netherlands, I think it will be perfect.
And I think after last year's disqualification, like to come back with a top 10 or even a top 5 would be amazing. And like you said, it's it's up tempo, but it's not in the same vein as like Finland or Sweden or Malta or something. So it's something a little bit different, which I think is going to help it to stand out. But now we move on to the top 3 of the bookies for Eurovision 2025 at the moment. And in 3rd place, can you guess who it is, or do you know already?
I know already, because it's the same country for like months.
Well, in case you hadn't guessed, it is France, which I don't think will come as a surprise to many people, because France are doing what they do best, sending a beautiful French ballad with a beautiful French singer. And it worked for Slimane last year. It's worked in so many other years for France. I don't think there's really much more to say, but Maria...
Yeah, I agree with you also. Like, I think they will deliver a good performance. The song is also very interesting, but I do think that it will be not 3rd place. I think it will be a little bit lower, but a lot of people see it as a winner. Might be, I think it would be good winner, it will be nothing drastically bad about France winning, but yeah, this can also go many ways, because this year is very different than other years, and it's really hard to predict, especially that next to France you have like Austria, you have like Netherlands, also speaking about Mother. We have a lot of songs who are like maybe with emotionality a little bit connected to France. So we will see.
We will see, and I agree with you. I don't see France winning this year, but I think they are going to get a good result. Juries, I think, will just eat this up. Televoters might not go for it as much, I don't think, but I think they're looking at top 10 at the very least in the final. So well done, France. And now in 2nd place, runner-up, we have 2 countries battling out for 1st spot, Sweden and Austria. Who do you think is going to be on the top spot? Pause this video, comment down below who you think will be number 1 and number 2. But in 2nd place, at 20%, we have Austria, which, I mean, there's no explanation needed, I don't think, really. I mean, JJ is coming with, in my opinion, an incredible song and an incredible vocal to match that has been touted as a favourite for a long time. Some people, including myself, see him as a potential jury winner. So for him and Austria to be so high up, I don't think would surprise anybody. And now we've seen rehearsal photos. I think that's helped as well with the odds. What do you think?
Yes, I also agree. We are agreeing all the time. That's so we should go on the more controversy, Jess. But yeah, I absolutely agree. I do see it as a potential winner. Of course, the staging here is a key.
Yeah.
Like if he can beat Swedish boys, you know what I mean? We saw only photos, so we can say a little bit, but not enough. I am a little bit afraid of the vocals, though.
Okay.
That's a little bit controversy because his high pitch is amazing. You can hear that he is trained classical singer, but the lower sounds at the pre-parties, which I've heard live or on the videos, are not that. And it's not that they sound bad. It's not they're pitch perfect, but it will take a little bit from the song. Like the song, it's not seems to be so powerful then. Yeah. So he really needs to push the vocal game here because in this song it is essential. It is essential. You cannot do it bad. You know what I mean? Then the chances are very low if he doesn't do it. Yeah. But obviously second place in odds. I absolutely see it also coming second place or first or third. So I think Austria will be very happy this year.
Definitely. It's obviously going to be a good year for Austria, whether they win or not. But I would be so happy to go to Austria again. I think it would be cool to see an Austrian win again. And I personally think it is a possibility. So we shall see in 1 week's time. But guys, that obviously leads us to the number one spot. And of course, it's Sweden. Sweden obviously have an incredible track record at Eurovision. We quite often see them near the top of the odds or at the top of the odds. I don't think initially people expected it to come from Kai and Bada Bada Bastu. I think there were a lot of people predicting Mons to be at the top. But who knew that three Finnish guys singing about a sauna could be a favourite to win Eurovision? We're kind of seeing a lot of fun and slightly camp from Sweden, which is not what we normally see from them, and they're still favourites. So what's going on in Sweden, Maria?
Oh, I don't know. What the hell just happened, we could say. I think we are wondering whole season about this. I have very mixed feelings about this Swedish entry. I really like the boys. I really like the song. But is that a winning song?
I think so.
You think so? For me, it's not that obvious this year.
Okay.
If they win, of course, I will be not angry. I would love to get some Swedish meatballs again. And the Swedes can do a great show. But I just would love to see another country winning. Yeah. And I think lots of people have that.
Yeah. I think I agree. Whilst I'll be happy to see Kai and this song winning for Sweden, at the same time, it would be nice to kind of let another country have a win as well. But for me, I think this has a lot of televote appeal and potentially televote winner maybe, or at least top 3 with the televote. And as we saw in Melfest, they were second with the juries, only a few points behind Mons. So I think it proves they have jury appeal as well, which some people may not think. So potentially, if they're kind of top 5, top 4 with both, they could pull off a win potentially. I don't think it's out of the question. But for now, I think maybe the split screen, I think, is going to be Sweden and Austria. What do you think?
Might be, yeah. That's a big opportunity to that it will happen. But I still do believe that the final results will be quite shocking for everybody.
Definitely, and I love how it's so open this year. Guys, that's our thoughts on the top 10 of the odds for Eurovision 2025. I think there are definitely some surprises in there, in terms of the countries in there, in terms of their placings. There are some that I think are more obvious in there. But guys, let us know in the comments below what you think of the top 10 of the odds. Any surprises for you? Any not surprises for you? What do you think of the number 1 spot? Do you think Sweden's going to take it? Is it going to be Austria? Will it be someone else? Who knows? But stay tuned for more videos coming your way live from Basel. But until then, bye.